What's up everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we're gonna do the classic 5 things I love about the 2023 Nissan Z. So I've had this car for almost a week now. I'm planning to buy one in a few months whenever they get to dealerships, and I really have been enjoying it. So with that said, we're gonna go over 5 things that really stood out to me that I really like about the car. Number 1 on the list is the interior. I think Nissan did such a good job just giving you something fun. When you're inside this car, it makes you smile, it makes you feel like you're in a cool sports car. We get the neat color combinations. As you can see, we have the red leather, the black micro suede. The seats have a really cool two-tone design as well. It really does look like a fun modern sports car. You can even get a blue interior, which is probably what I'm gonna go with. I just think it really does liven up the car. On top of just the looks, it's actually super practical. We have these really large storage cubbies on the back side of the seats, and you can see I have my cameras set up, so it's really convenient to use that. And even for more than just cameras, you know, we've been driving in this a lot, went to car shows today. We had a cooler sitting behind that seat in that little area, and if it was just in the trunk, it would just be kind of rolling around as we drive the car. So I think the storage in the back is a really big plus. It's been so usable. You know, Lauren had her purse back there rather than throwing it in the footwell. It's just such a well thought out design for the interior to where you get extra room that you wouldn't expect. Same with when we look at this center console. So as you can see, we have the one cup holder, but you can slide this back and now we have 2 cup holders still with a comfortable armrest. And when you don't need it, you get a really comfortable armrest alone. So I just like that aspect. And of course it even opens up for extra storage. And even underneath the climate controls, we have this huge area that you can fit like a cell phone. And even if you have your navigation on your cell phone running, if you don't have it connected to the Apple CarPlay or using the built-in nav, you can set your phone sideways, which is a really great feature to have an extra navigation screen going. You even get storage in the door pockets with another cup holder. I mean, how many 2-seaters have 4 cup holders all within the interior? So like I said, I think Nissan really did a great job thinking about the interior. It's also really roomy. You know, when you're sitting in this car, it doesn't feel like a claustrophobic, tight little car. You have a really good view around, big windows on the side, really good view out the windshield, and then even looking over your left and right shoulders, it's actually an easy car to see around. So I like the fact that it feels open in here. There's a ton of cargo area, a lot of storage features, and it just looks fun and inviting. It has that sporty aspect. Of course, the gauges, you know, the gauge cluster, stuff like that. It's just a really cool interior. And then moving on to number 2 for the reasons I love this Nissan Z is the trunk button. I know this is gonna be such a simple little feature, but on the rear of the car, underneath the word Nissan, there is a physical button you can press to pop open the trunk. Now, I complained on previous cars I've owned that do not have an exterior button on the back to pop the trunk, and I find it so helpful. Think about it. Most people who buy these cars, they're using this as a daily. This isn't just a car sitting in the garage, only gonna be taken out to the track or to a car show. This is a car people use every single day. You know, when I take delivery of this car, it's gonna be kind of my daily. I'm gonna use it for the normal things. If I have 2 handful of groceries, I don't wanna have to put them down, dig around for my key, find my key, hit the button, and then pop the trunk. It's nice to where I can literally walk up to it and just press the button. Maybe a few groceries are still on one of my hands, have the trunk popped open. It just makes it so much more convenient. On top of that, with a car with a smart key, it's kind of designed to where you leave your key in your pocket or in your purse or something like that. So why should you actually have to take your key out to press the button on the key fob to pop the trunk when there should just be a button there? So I love the fact that we get a button. It just makes it that much more practical. And there's even one on the interior, which of course helps. Now there's none on the key fob, but like I mentioned, if you have a smart key, you shouldn't ever have to actually hold the key. You should just have the key in your pocket and be able to walk up to it. And if I'm coming out here with my backpack on with all my camera gear, I can literally just come into it, press the button, pop it, and put my stuff in the trunk rather than digging into my pockets, which is always annoying. You know, I know that's a nitpicky thing, but I love having a trunk button on the back. So then number 3 on the list is gonna be the exterior design. Now today I took it to 2 different car shows. Hundreds of people saw the car. I talked with so many people about the car. Not one person said they didn't like it. Everybody was really, really impressed with how it looks from the outside, and everybody had that same takeaway. In person, it looks so good, way better than pictures and videos. And I've noticed that with every new car. Everyone hates them when they come out. They don't like the pictures, they don't like the videos. But when you see it in person, almost everybody agrees they just look so good. Personally, yeah, I thought the front end was a little funky looking when I only saw it digitally. But in person, it just comes together so well. while that's a nice square grille, it really does fit the shape. I genuinely have no complaints. I think it looks fantastic. I love the headlights. They have that retro vibe, and yet they're nice and modern. I love the lines in the hood. I love the side profile. And my favorite aspect is the rear. The way they designed this, like the 300Z, you know, the 240, 280, it has such a retro and modern look. And everybody I've talked to, they just freaking love this. The way it comes down with the two-tone color, the spoiler, the taillight shape, the gloss black, and the diffuser. This is genuinely a really good looking car. And then the color options. This red is a very beautiful color. The blue that I'm planning to buy, I'm sure, is a very equally deep kind of paint, and it's gonna look really good just like this. But I think the design, they really did nail it for giving you one of those retro looking modern cars. Exterior, I have no complaints. It just looks so good. So the number 4 on the list has to do with the transmission. So the one that we have as our tester is the 9-speed automatic. However, a 6-speed manual is available. In fact, the 6-speed manual was available from day one when they introduced this car as just the Proto Z, you know, just a prototype car. They told us day one a 6-speed manual is gonna be available for the car. And to me, I feel like that really speaks to the enthusiasts. And I think as a brand from Nissan, I feel like they're really targeting this car to people who genuinely wanna drive a fun sports car. On top of that, now this part isn't really too tangible, but the fact that Nissan has been building this car for decades, and this is just a continuation of a sports car they've been building forever, it's nice to see them build another true JDM sports car. You know, other brands, obviously the Toyota Supra, they partnered with a different company to build the car. Again, that's not tangible, it's still a great car, but the fact that Nissan really did this all on their own, it's a continuation of a car already out, and they give you the manual from day one. They didn't just throw it in years later, probably because of peer pressure from other brands. They did it because they wanted people to enjoy their Zs, and they knew who was buying their car. They knew enthusiasts wanted a stick shift. So to me, that's a big selling feature, just because you know that Nissan is behind the car. It really does feel like Nissan wanted to build this car, not just because they wanted to throw out something fun to say, hey, look at us, we're fun. They wanted to bring a car that they've been bringing forever and just keep it going. So I really like that. So then moving on to the 5th thing that I really love about the 2023 Nissan Z is actually the ride quality. Now, personally, when I get mine, I want to upgrade the suspension. I want it stiffer, I want it more hardcore, but I think they really did dial it in to give you a good blend. It's a pretty soft car. However, when you're out on the highway just normal driving, it is comfortable and quiet. It is a true GT car. I was expecting it to be a little noisy and unrefined like the 370. However, this has a lot more refinements that I wasn't expecting, and it's really, really comfortable. And then when you throw it in the mountains, there's a little bit of body roll and stuff like that that I want to dial up when I get my own, but it actually handles really good. For being on the softer side of the suspension, I'm very blown away that when you throw it in the hard turns, once it's in the turn, it holds really well and maintains traction well. You don't have to worry about it like spinning out. So while it has a softer suspension, it actually handles well. You can throw it in the turns left to right, and it's a pretty pinpointy car. It could be better with a more hardcore suspension, having adjustments you can play with for the damping, and I do want to, have a harder ride. But the fact that it is this soft and this comfortable and yet still handles like 95% of its full potential, it's pretty impressive. And I think a lot of people will enjoy the stock suspension on it. And like I said, me personally, I'm gonna upgrade that to make it harder. But I think the way they've balanced it is pretty impressive. So there are the 5 things that I really love about the Nissan Z. I've been enjoying it. I put over a full tank of gas in it in just the first 2 days alone. Taking it to the car show, it's been a lot of fun, and I'm getting more and more comfortable behind the wheel as I keep driving it. So anyway, quick video for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more content to come, and I'll see you guys in the next video.